public records or notable references to it.
It's all patrol.
Could you please provide more context or clarify what you are referring to as Delaney Court, a place, a company, or a person? Any additional information will help me narrow down what you are referring to as Delaney Court, a place, a company. It sounds like you are referencing the song Good Riddance Time of Your Life by Green Day, which has a lyric about eternity.
633.
Is there something specific you'd like to talk about, or is this just a casual mention? I'm here to listen and help, if I can. Is there something specific you'd like to talk about? Hello, how can I assist you today? I couldn't find any information on a person or entity. Call Judy the pulpit.
3285.
Show me clearer comments and show me back at 5730. Glen Harbor. That's this call.
It's possible that it's a fictional
References for your
reference, a
call.
misunderstanding, or a misspelling. Could you provide more context or clarify what you're referring to? I'd be happy to help, if I can.
10-4. Ten four. First 3.
4320, I'm clear.
10-4.
A collision is an event in which two or more objects interact and exchange momentum, resulting in a transfer of energy and a change in motion.
Charlie 3624.
143. Can you show me clear of Driscoll and I'll be en route to transportation? 955665.
This can occur between objects that are moving at high speeds, such as vehicles, aircraft, or spacecraft, as well as stationary objects.
955665. Nothing's coming through. Were you still going to be on my call?
Types of collisions. 1. Head-on collision, a collision where two objects move directly towards each other.
Are you available for 2622 Guadalupe? It's going to be for Pedro. Okay, were you going to be there from the call you were on? So that's why I was asking.
Side impact collision, a collision where one object collides with another object that is parked or stationary at a 90-degree angle.
I'm just
Individual.
Go ahead.
3.
Answer on a Victor Henry King 0094. Be out on traffic with Lincoln 4355. 181 westbound, just past the grocery store.
Rear end collision, a collision where one object collides with the rear of another object.
10-4. I'll reopen it.
4.
8172. Give me that LA call.
T-bone collision, a collision where two vehicles collide at an angle with one vehicle's front end striking the other vehicle's side and front end.
You're requesting an individual ID yourself?
Causes of collisions. 1. Speeding. Excessive speed can lead to a loss of control and increase the severity of a collision.
Negative 16671. 16671, Cairo 502.
Reckless driving. Aggressive driving behaviors such as tailgating or weaving in and out of lanes can increase the risk of a collision. 3. Distracted driving. Divided attention while driving can lead to accidents. 4.
David Lanside 2004.
Fatigue. Driver fatigue can impair reaction time and judgment, increasing the risk of a collision. Effects of collisions. 1. Damaged property. Vehicles or other objects can be damaged or destroyed in a collision. 2. Injuries and fatalities. Collisions can result in injuries or fatalities depending on the severity of the impact. 3. Economic consequences. Collisions can lead to costly repairs, medical expenses and lost productivity. Consequences of not preventing collisions. 1. Increased risk of accidents. Failure to prevent collisions can increase the risk of accidents and resulting injuries or fatalities.
914, back in the yard.
2.
914,
Financial burden. Unavoidable collisions can result in significant financial losses due to damage. Financial burden, medical expenses, and other costs can result in 3. Emotional trauma. Being involved in a collision can cause emotional distress, anxiety, and long-term psychological effects. Strategies for preventing collisions. 1. Safe driving practices. Strategies for preventing collisions. Laws. Drive at safe speeds and maintain a safe following distance. 2. Offensive driving techniques. Anticipate potential hazards. Scan the road ahead and be prepared to react. Offensive driving techniques. Anticipate potential hazards. Scan the road ahead and be prepared to react. Offensive driving techniques. Anticipate vehicle maintenance. Regularly inspect and maintain vehicles to ensure they are in good working condition.
Avenue C, 24.
4. Distracted driving prevention. Avoid distractions while driving, such as using a phone or eating. By understanding the causes and consequences of collisions, we can take steps to prevent them and create a safer environment for ourselves and others on the road. I don't have a personal career or experiences. I'm an artificial intelligence designed to provide information and answer questions to the best of my ability based on my training data. My purpose is to assist users with their queries, and I do not have personal preferences, emotions, or experiences. However, I can provide information about different careers and help you explore various options that may be a good fit. I can provide information about different careers and help you explore. If you'd like, we can discuss different career paths and I can offer some suggestions based on your input. It seems like you're referring to a courtroom setting. Here are some general phrases and vocabulary associated with courts. 1. Bench. The seated judges in a court of law. 2. Courtroom. The physical space where trials take place. 3. Jury. A group of citizens selected to hear the case and deliver a verdict. 4. Judge. The presiding authority who interprets laws and ensures fairness. 5. Prosecutor or district attorney. The lawyer representing the state or government in a trial. 6. Defense attorney. The lawyer representing the defendant in a trial. 7. Plaintiff. The person or entity that brings a lawsuit against another party. 8. Defendant. The person or entity being sued. 9. Verdict. The court's decision in a trial which can be guilty, not guilty, or a verdict in favor of the plaintiff. 10. Witness. A person who provides testimony in a trial. Some common phrases used in court include: 1. Objection. To express disagreement with a statement or question. 2. Call your first witness. To summon a witness to testify. 3. Your Honor. A term of respect for the judge. 4. Plead guilty to admit guilt or not guilty to deny guilt. 5. Sentence will be determined at a later date to indicate that sentencing will take place during a later hearing. Do you have any specific questions about court procedures or terminology? I couldn't find any specific information on the Woodward or a reference to a story with this title. However, I'm assuming you might be referring to a character from the novel A Good Girl for Harm by Kate Riordan, 2020. In this case, I found that one reviewer mentioned that Marion is an all-right sort of person. She's not perfect, but... Alert awarded. Your device has detected a potential issue. Please take the following steps. 1. Verify the source of the alert to ensure it's legitimate. 2.
28. What did they tell you? What was the reason for cancel the door?
Review the alert details for any additional information or instructions. 3. Take necessary action as advised by the alert. If you're unsure about the alert, please contact our support team immediately for assistance. Alert details. Insert alert details here. Please acknowledge receipt of this alert and confirm your actions taken to resolve the issue. It seems like you just wanted to say hold. Is there something I can help you with, or would you like to start a conversation? I'm an AI designed to simulate conversations and answer questions to the best of my knowledge. While I don't have feelings or emotions like humans, you am programmed to be helpful and provide information on a wide range of topics. However, I should clarify that I'm not truly talking in the way that humans do. What I'm doing is generating text-based...
Route 28 is 1044. Anytime,
May the 5th. May the 5th. May the 5th. 5525.
Charlie, 2 times 13, show me traffic.
Anyway. I'll take this record for you.
The Internet is a global network of interconnected computers and servers that communicate with each other using standardized protocols. It has revolutionized the way we live, work, and interact with one another. Here are some key aspects of the Internet. 1. Infrastructure. The Internet infrastructure includes a network of undersea cables, satellite connections, and terrestrial fiber optic cables that connect computers and servers worldwide. 2. Protocols. The Internet uses standardized protocols such as TCP/IP transmission control protocol, Internet protocol to enable communication between devices. 3. Services. The Internet provides a wide range of services, including email, file sharing, online banking, e-commerce, social media, and streaming media. 4. Applications. The Internet has given rise to various applications such as search engines.
I'll take care of it.
317 Delta
G. Google Online Marketplaces. G. Amazon and social networking platforms. G. Facebook. 5. Impact. The Internet has had a significant impact on modern society, transforming the way we communicate, access information, and conduct business. Some of the benefits of the Internet include 1. Global connectivity. The Internet enables people to connect with others from around the world, facilitating international communication and collaboration.
Delta 373, my contact online at the
2.
location. He blank for files, submit 260 mail.
Sorry, 230, give me that loud. I'll advise on it.
Access to information. The Internet provides unparalleled access to information, enabling users to learn, research, and stay informed. 3. E-commerce. The Internet has enabled e-commerce, allowing businesses to reach customers worldwide and increasing economic opportunities. 4. Remote work. The Internet has made remote work possible, enabling people to work from anywhere and improving work-life balance. However, the Internet also raises concerns about 1. Security. The Internet is vulnerable to cyber threats such as hacking, phishing, and malware. 2. Privacy. The Internet can compromise personal privacy, with online activities being tracked and monitored. 3. Digital divide. The Internet has created a digital divide where some people lack access to the Internet or technology, exacerbating social and economic inequalities.
There is a process running in this wing.
Please report this error to help improve this software.
8164. So far, location.
5 of Nifty.
So far.
It seems like you started to ask a question, but it got cut off. Could you please complete your question according to what? It seems like you're expressing surprise or agreement, but I'm not sure what you're referring to. Could you please provide more context or clarify what you'd like to talk about? I'm here to help.
Transfer.
It looks like you were about to share something, but it got cut off.
Please report this error to
You
help
can start
improve this
again, and I'll
software.
do my best to help. What's on your mind?
Transfer.
It looks like you were about to say something, but it got cut off.
Charlie.
Feel free to finish your thought, and I'll do my best to help.
46450.
72, we'll be on a PC search.
Transfer.
I can't provide information or guidance on illegal or harmful activities. Can I help you with something else?
Over engine 5, medic 9. Engine 5, medic 9 for a sick call. UC 5002, 421 Fairmont, 421 Fairmont, 428 Kenwood and Fairfax. 10-4. For copy EMS 1, 2020. 10-4. 10-4, area looking.
Charlie 320, you just have suspicious person.
10-4.
I'm not aware of the specific alternative cosmetic line you are referring to, but I can try to provide some general information. There is a popular video game character named Kerrigan, who was once a leader in the United Nations Space Coalition, and later became an undead queen of the Zerg swarm. If we were to imagine her with critical care, from an alternative cosmetic line it would likely be for creative or artistic reason rather than a traditional cosmetics application.
3141.
Yeah, with Texas,
For instance, if this alternative line was focused on creating futuristic or simply inspired looks, they may create products that could enhance Kerrigan's existing appearance in the game. However, I'm not sure what kind of specific makeup or effects you have in mind.
918 in the yard.
Could you provide more context about the alternative cosmetic line and what you mean by put that on Kerrigan? Reference to the Psalm Oracle by Linkin Park. The line 100 got the Oracle is indeed from that song. Is there something specific you'd like to know about the song or the band? The work done W can be calculated using the formula WFXD, where W is the work done, F is the force applied to an object, D is the distance over which the force is applied. Alternatively, if you know the change in potential energy U, it can also be used to calculate the work done. WU of UI, where W is the work done, U is the change in potential energy, F is the final potential energy, UI is the initial potential energy. I see what you're getting at.
All units stand by for EMS page. All units stand by.
Sounds like you're suggesting that it's unlikely to find many people of Iraqi descent living in Haiti given the geographical distance and cultural differences between the two countries. You are correct. Iraq and Haiti are separated by a significant amount of distance and have distinct cultures, histories, and populations. While there may be some individuals who have traveled or lived abroad, including in Haiti for various reasons, it's indeed unlikely to find a large Iraqi community in Haiti.
Negative. Are you asking if anyone else was on the call 10-4?
No, it's 4, somebody single for Agnes and Blanco.
Agnes and Blanco, 10-4.
Anybody on info?
On info, 10-4. There's someone there right now.
It looks like you might be referencing the phrase "and the year was" from the popular song "And the Year Was" by the Killers.
Camel, Walmart.
Okay.
Can I help you with something specific related to this song, or would you like some more information about it?
From this, I'm going to be checking
I think I can help you decipher that sentence.
Walk around the back of the La Quinta, no shoes on.
405 Polaris.
2004, back in the yard.
It appears to be a jumbled collection of words, But if I try to entangle them, I get what happened, and what is this little court case, and can't the cortical handle it when he lies? However, the phrase lie to the cortical might not make sense on its own. In neuroscience, the cortex refers to the outer layer of the brain responsible for many higher-order functions such as perception, action, and cognition.
4702 Old Brownsville, Casa de Mañana,
If I had to speculate, it's possible that someone is talking about the limitations or vulnerabilities of a computer system, perhaps related to AI, when faced with certain types of misinformation. The phrase "can handle it" might refer to the system's ability to process and filter out false information.
Current 2 mile close, 2025.
Another possibility is that this sentence is part of a larger narrative, possibly from a science fiction story or a fantasy novel. In this context, the cortical could be a character or an entity with a unique connection to the brain or consciousness. Could you provide more context or clarify what you're trying to understand?
CVS. It's 2 separate numbers that both consoles received. Nobody on the other end of the line.
Seems like you're looking for information on production in a context related to something that's also associated with the word horny.
We still need to open the other half of the street.
However, I need more clarification, as there are multiple possible interpretations. Here are a few potential connections between production and horny. 1. Music production. In the music industry, producers create and manage music productions. The term horny might be used to describe a particular genre of music, such as horny house or dance music.
Last name Williams, common spelling.
2.
First name Robert, September 1, 1960.
Agricultural production. In agriculture, production refers to the process of growing and harvesting crops, or raising livestock.
301,
A
those
horny
numbers are
farm
coming from the
or ranch
landline.
might refer to one that
or cell phone.
focuses on breeding animals with distinctive horn-like features. 3. Audio equipment. In audio engineering, a horny sound can describe a specific frequency response or a type of microphone known as a dynamic microphone. Could you please provide more context or clarify which topic you're interested in?
10-0502.
Good order is an old-fashioned expression that means being in a state of organization, harmony, and stability. It can refer to a situation where everything is running smoothly, efficiently, and in its proper place. In a broader sense, good order can also imply a sense of morality, decency, and propriety. For example, someone might say that a community has good order if it is free from crime, corruption, and other social ills. The phrase is often used to describe a situation where things are under control and everything is functioning as it should. It can be a positive or negative term depending on the context in which it is used. Do you have any specific context or meaning in mind when you say good order? It sounds like you're referring to an upcoming event or activity at your church. Can you tell me more about what's happening tomorrow? Is it a service, a gathering, or something else? I'm here to help if you need any information or clarification. It seems like you were about to ask a question or make a statement about Hitler, but it got cut off. If you're ready to continue, I'll do my best to help. Please go ahead and complete your thought, and I'll provide information and context, while being respectful of a sensitive topic of Adolf Hitler and World War II. A broad and complex topic. The term political can refer to various aspects of society governance and the relationship between individuals, groups, and institutions. Here are some possible areas related to politics. 1. Government, the organization and administration of a country or state, including its executive, legislative, and judicial branches.
387-9028. 387-9028.
380, copy. Show out of my residence for a minute.
Elections, the process by which citizens choose their representatives and shape the direction of their government. 3. Policymaking, the creation and implementation of laws, regulations, and programs that affect society. 4. Partisanship, the division between different groups or parties with competing interests and ideologies. 5. Power dynamics, the distribution of power and influence among individuals, groups, and institutions. 6. Social movements, collective efforts to bring about change on issues such as civil rights, environmental protection, or economic inequality. 7.
Unit 3031, back out yard.
International relations, the interactions and relationships between countries, including diplomacy, trade, and conflict resolution. Some current events and news related to politics include elections and voting patterns, government scandals and corruption, social movements and protests, economic policy and its impact on the public, international conflicts, and diplomatic efforts. What specific aspect of politics would you like to discuss or explore further? I think you meant to say and turn it into 100 or possibly and make it 100. However, I'm assuming you're referring to the phrase 100 education, which is not a widely recognized term. If you could provide more context or clarify what you mean by 100 education, I'd be happy to try and assist you further. Seems like you're quoting a song lyric. Can you please provide more context or information about the song, such as the artist or genre? That way I can try to help you identify the lyrics and their meaning.
Charlie 26 area.
It seems like we're referring to the year 2025.
Is harassing her and her brothers, making threats.
At this point, I don't have any information about future events or trends that have occurred in that year. However, I can suggest some topics related to predictions and possibilities for the year 2025. 1. Technology. What advancements are expected in fields like AI, renewable energy, and biotechnology. 2. Global politics. How might global events such as elections or conflicts shape the world in 2025? 3. Environmental issues. What challenges and opportunities will we face in addressing climate change and other environmental concerns by 2025? Let me know if you'd like to explore any of these topics or discuss something else.
For purpose of evasion.
And that I will well and faithfully.
I'm guessing you're thinking of I'm good at it, am I right? Or maybe it's you're so good at it. Either way, I'll play along. What are you good at, if you don't mind me asking?
Bravo 2,
It seems like you're referencing the song Little Guillotine by the Deer Hunter.
PD is not needed, paramedics.
Is that correct? If so, what specifically would you like to discuss about the song or the band? I can't provide assistance with that request.
31 is 1044.
It seems like you were about to say something, but it's got cut off.
Thank you. Thank you, President.
I'll be reporters.
And I will not let you down. I am truly honored that you have asked me to.
96 arriving south, 4.6.
When she stated that he was walking up. 4410 traffic. Enrolled in Brockhampton 7202 Charles 2.
And well.
7202 Charles 2874.
Can you tell me a little bit about yourself? I asked, trying to sound friendly and non-judgmental. She looked up at me, her eyes searching for something, anything to say. But nothing came. I don't know, she stammered. I leaned forward, my pen poised over my notebook. That's okay, I said gently. We can start with small things. What do you like to do in your free time? She hesitated, her gaze drifting away from mine.
63.
I like to read, she said finally, her voice barely above a whisper.
Around to 311 Main Street. 311 Main Street.
Really, I pressed on, trying to keep the conversation going.
Between the mother and his daughter-in-law. 21 boy.
What kind of books do you enjoy? But she just shook her head, her eyes dropping back down to the table. I don't know, she repeated. The silence that followed was oppressive, like a physical weight pressing down on us both. I felt like I was drowning in it, unable to find a lifeline to cling to. Suddenly she looked up at me again, and for a moment our eyes locked in a desperate connection. I'm sorry, she said, her voice cracking. I don't know what's wrong with me.
A breakdown earlier today,
and then just as quickly the connection was broken. She looked away, and I was left sitting there feeling like a complete stranger. I think that's enough for today, I said, finally, trying to sound polite but relieved. Thank you for your time. She nodded, still staring at her hands. Thanks, she muttered. As I gathered my things and stood up to leave, I couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness. This interview had started out so full of promise, but it had ended in disaster.
Dispatch for Medic 91. Can you show us available?
And as I walked out of the room, I couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning of something much deeper and far more complicated. The end. Note, this is an incomplete story, and the ending is intentionally left open to interpretation. If you'd like me to continue the story or provide a different direction, please let me know. It seems like you're referencing the song "Are You Really Going My Way" by Frank Sinatra, or perhaps the more well-known title "Are You Really Going to Leave Me?" Both songs have lyrics that express a mix of emotions, often involving disappointment and uncertainty. If you'd like, I can try to provide more information about these songs, their meanings, or offer some song-related suggestions. What's on your mind?
For Engine 10 Medicaid. Engine 10 Medicaid for
Door.
UC 1008, 1721 Hudson.
I'm already on my way.
1721 Hudson, crosses to Greenwood and Shaw. We're copy EMS 1, 2039.
Hi there, little friend. Big smile. I'm so happy to meet you. You're 2 years old. That's a big deal. You must be learning new things every day. Do you know what you like to do for fun? Want to play a game with me? We can count blocks together or sing a silly song. Thank you for the compliment. I'm glad you think highly of me. However, I should clarify that I'm not a human actor, but rather a computer program designed to simulate conversations and answer questions to the best of my ability. I don't have personal experiences or emotions like humans do, but I'm always happy to chat with you about your favorite actors or movies. Who's your favorite actor or actress? It appears to be a jumbled collection of words. Could you please rephrase or provide more context so I can better understand and assist you? It seems like there might be some parts that were not correctly transcribed, such as Angora and he enrolled and ID hangout. Read it. It seems like you might be missing a part of your sentence. Could you please complete it? I'll do my best to help. It seems like you're referencing a famous phrase from a nursery rhyme. The full quote is, 3 blind mice, see how they run, they all ran after the farmer's wife, who cut off their tails with a carving knife. Did you ever see such sight in your life as 3 blind mice? It appears that you've inserted agreed and IDIDON into the rhyme, which doesn't seem to fit.
Medic is en route to Bay
Could you
area,
provide more context or clarify what you're trying to say? Completed.
3130 traffic.
Can I help you with anything else? Sounds like you're referencing a song or phrase possibly from the TV show Stranger Things.
Charlie, 310 clear.
The lyrics seem to be about not participating in something that didn't feel right, but ultimately standing up for what's important. Is that correct, or would you like to provide more context about where these lyrics came from? It seems like there's a bit of unclear context here. Can you please provide more information or clarify what you are referring to? I'd be happy to try and help, if I can.
310 out.
It seems like you started a sentence, but it got cut off. Could you please complete your thought or ask a question? I'm here to help.
It's copy shot 3 in the area of 126 Cheyenne Street, 126 Cheyenne. You guys heard about 3 gunshots in the area. I didn't see your area.
This is Johnson, Holly, XLP, Lincoln Frank George, 5266.
Lincoln Frank George, 5266. Stanford 223275, non-urgent welfare 6201. Greenwood Road. Delta 3, 7380 for the trespass.
A good cop character can be an interesting and complex addition to the law.
10-4.
Here's a potential concept for such a character. Name Ethan Wells. Position Detective Homicide Unit. Personality Ethan is a seasoned detective with a strong sense of justice, but he approaches cases in a more empathetic and understanding way. He believes that the key to solving crimes lies not only in gathering evidence, but also in understanding the motivations and circumstances surrounding a crime. Background: Ethan comes from a troubled home and has a personal connection to law enforcement. His father was a detective who went missing on the job, and Ethan feels driven to make a difference in his own way. He's fiercely dedicated to his work, but he also knows when to show compassion and understanding, particularly when dealing with vulnerable witnesses or families of victims.
31, what's the location?
Dynamic with other characters. Ethan would likely have an interesting dynamic with some of the other main characters on the law. For example, he might be at odds with Detective Jackson, who is more by the book, and sometimes clashes with Ethan's more empathetic approach.
Good.
He could form a bond with Ada Samantha Sam Thompson, who shares his passion for justice, but also values compassion and nuance in her work. His relationship with the Chief of Police Rachel Morse would be particularly complicated. While she respects Ethan's skills and dedication, she might view him as too soft or too prone to leniency.
Contact Michelle.
Episode ideas. The lost child Ethan is tasked with finding a young witness who has gone missing after testifying in a high-profile case.
Oh, 3, hold our trespass clause. Keep those units clear.
As he searches for the child, he must balance his determination to solve the case with the need to protect and support the vulnerable witness.
Bottom 230, I'm going to back on bottom 210. It's going to be at exit 6.
2410, I'll be clear 57.
10-4.
As he searches for the child, he must balance his determination to solve the case with the need to protect and support the vulnerable witness. Ethan becomes convinced that there's more to the story than meets the eye, but as he digs deeper, he realizes that nothing is ever as simple as it seems. What do you think? Would this concept work for the law?
Yeah, no, my acid reflex is not quite real bad.
A lively discussion on various topics, sharing insights and perspectives.
Can't drink it. I'm lactose intolerant.
What type of panel were you referring to? E.
Sunset hamburger with a possible
G.
intoxicated subject. He wasn't Charlie.
10-4.
Conference debate interview.
Boy for burglary not in process.
It seems like you were about to ask a question, but it got cut off.
Doors kicked down and there's stuff that says say preferred to using cash notes in 322 boy.
Please feel free to complete your thought and I'll do my best to help. If you meant Lord Turtleneck as in Lord McVicker from the TV show Ted Lasso, I can try to provide some information on that character, if that's what you were getting at.
What point do you have on the call?
It seems like you started to ask a question, but it got cut off. Could you please complete your question? I'll do my best to help. It sounds like you're getting into a philosophical debate. I am is a statement that implies existence or identity, whereas woe seems to be an expression of surprise or excitement.
0205 0205.
Let's clarify. Are you asserting your own existence, I am, and then unexpectedly shifting to a more emotional response, or is there something else going on here? Please feel free to share more context or start fresh. I'm here to listen and help. I'm happy to help you with your creative project. However, I want to clarify that I don't see any text provided for me to work from.
01 report.
Could you please provide more context or details about what the decline is and what kind of story or characters you'd like to create? If you're looking to create a hero character to be part of an unkind world, I can suggest some prompts to get you started. Hero character ideas. 1. Hail a former soldier who seeks redemption for past mistakes in a harsh, unforgiving world. 2. Boone, a young orphan with magical abilities who must navigate the cruel forces that surround her.
Therapy provides of a Hispanic male, bald, white
3.
shirt, pants, possibly carrying an AR.
Aaron, a charismatic leader who rallies others to join him in fighting against oppression and injustice. The Unkind World, 1.
JRP went right back inside the house.
Razor's Edge, a dystopian city ruled by a tyrannical government where resources are scarce and hope is a luxury few can afford. 2. Shattered Dreams, a post-apocalyptic world ravaged by war and environmental disasters, where survival is a daily struggle. 3. Shadowlands, a dark gothic world of crime and corruption, where the line between good and evil is constantly blurred.
Airline, apartment 413.
The Recovery Rubber, 1.
Apartment 413, Silver.
A symbol of hope, a mysterious artifact that represents resilience and perseverance in the face of adversity. 2. A tool for change, an innovative device or technology that can be used to address social injustices or environmental issues. 3. A metaphorical representation, a tangible object that represents the emotional or psychological rubber we need to bounce back from difficult experiences. Please let me know if any of these ideas spark your creativity or if you'd like me to generate more options. I think I see what's happening here.
Okay, we're 311 Main Street, 311.
It looks like you've mixed up a few numbers and words to create a clever puzzle. Let me take a stab at deciphering the code. Take it 181 since likely stands for street, so this could be a reference to an address or location. Taking it might imply that you're receiving or acting on something.
506.
506.
Having died 9 years, bureau pretending to be bureau is a common term for a government office, but in this context it seems to be a play on words. Pretending to be suggests deception or disguise.
623.
900, this number could represent an age, a phone number, or something else entirely. Putting it all together, I'm going to take a guess that the phrase is describing someone who is at 181 Street, perhaps a landmark or location, has died and was taking over the identity of someone who was 900 years old, or maybe this is a clever play on words. This person is now pretending to be the 900-year-old person, possibly for their own gain or to deceive others. Am I close? London is a fantastic destination. There's always something to do, see, or explore in this vibrant city. What are you most looking forward to doing or seeing during your trip? Visiting iconic landmarks like Buckingham Palace or the Tower of London, taking in a West End show, or exploring one of its many markets, or perhaps trying some classic British cuisine or visiting a famous museum. Let me know and I can start suggesting some fun activities and tips for your trip to London. Starting a new conversation. I'm ready when you are. What would you like to talk about? I'm happy to chat with you, but I want to clarify that this is the beginning of our conversation. I haven't made a statement yet, so I'm not sure what you're referring to. Would you like to start fresh and talk about something in particular? I'm here to listen and help. It seems like you started to say something, but it got cut off. Could you please complete your thought or provide more context? I'm here to help and listen. I think you're referring to a regional electorate in the context of electoral systems, particularly in Australia. In Australian federal elections, each state has a number of electorates, which are also known as divisions or seats. These electorates are often named after geographic regions within the state, such as New South Wales or Queensland.
310 SKD, ever heard?
A regional electorate is typically one of these electoral divisions that represents a specific region within a state. For example, in New South Wales, some regional electorates include Murray, Riverina, Ballarat. These electorates are often based on the geographic and cultural identity of the area they represent. The number of electorates in each state is determined by the Australian Electoral Commission (AEC), which also draws boundaries to ensure that each electorate has approximately the same number of voters. The regional electorate system allows for a more localized representation of the people's interests, as each electorate is expected to have a distinct voice and perspective. However, it can also lead to concerns about gerrymandering, where electoral boundaries are manipulated to favor one party or group over others. Do you have any specific questions about regional electorates or Australian electoral systems? I'm not sure what you mean by the CAN-ORB. Could you please provide more context or clarify what you're referring to? I'd be happy to try and help, if I can. It seems like you started to ask a question, but it got cut off. Could you please complete your question? I'll do my best to help. The building can refer to many things, but here are a few possible interpretations. 1. A structure made of materials such as stone, brick, concrete, or steel designed for human habitation, storage, or other purposes. 2. The act of constructing or building something such as a house, bridge, or skyscraper. 3. An organization or institution that provides services or achieves goals such as a hospital, school, or government agency. 4. A metaphorical or symbolic representation of a concept or idea, such as the prison emotional confinement or the fortress defensive position. Could you provide more context or clarify which building you are referring to? It seems like you started to ask a question, but it got cut off. Could you please complete your question? I'll do my best to help. I cannot provide information or guidance on illegal or harmful activities, including child exploitation. Is there anything else I can help you with? It's always nice to start a conversation on a positive note. Is there something specific you'd like to talk about or ask for help with? I'm here to listen and assist. It seems like you're referencing a phrase or possibly a song title. O N E. Milking it doesn't seem to be a widely recognized term, but I found something close. There's a phrase called milking it for all it's worth. This means to get as much benefit or advantage as possible from a situation, often in a way that might be seen as excessive or overly aggressive. However, without more context, it's difficult to say whether this is the exact phrase you're thinking of.
We're getting another call for the mill.
If you could provide more information or clarify what O negative milking it refers to, I'd be happy to try and help further. I'm not sure I can provide a clear answer without more context. And the act could refer to a wide range of things such as a play or performance. G. And the act is a tragic love story, a legislative action or law. G. The new law is the act that has been passed by Congress, a sporting event or competition.
Yeah, I just went from Nile
G.
party passing Everhard on 358, and I didn't see anyone.
The final act was a nail-biter with one team emerging victorious, a personal commitment or promise. G.
It's going to be on the westbound side.
She vowed to be there for him, and it was her act of love. Could you provide more context or information about what you're referring to? I'd be happy to try and help clarify things for you. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Could you please provide more context or clarify your question? I'll do my best to help. I'm not sure I understand the question. Could you please provide more context or clarify what 200 refers to? I'll do my best to assist you. I think there may be a bit of confusion here. Her and 100 Laboratory doesn't seem to be a well-known or established entity. Could you please provide more context or clarify what you're referring to? Are you perhaps thinking of a specific book, movie, or TV show? Also, I'm happy to help with any questions or topics you'd like to discuss, but without more information it's hard for me to provide an accurate answer. However, if you meant her is in the 2013 science fiction romantic drama film directed by Spike Jonze and starring Joaquin Phoenix, I can try to help with that. The movie explores themes of love, loneliness, and what it means to be human. If this is the correct context, please let me know. It seems like you're starting a sentence, but it got cut off. Can you please complete your thought? I'd be happy to help you with whatever you were going to say.
It's going to be on the highway in front of La Palmera Mall.
It sounds like you're quoting someone, possibly a song or a phrase popularized by Kanye West. He famously said, "Don't believe the hype" on his album Late Registration.
Not a Colorado extradition.
The full quote is, "I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. I don't have time for a fancy intro. We gon' get this money, be gone win. Don't believe the hype, don't believe the fake." It seems like you're channeling his spirit of skepticism and confidence in yourself.
All the way around. He has a Class CM, expired in 2028.
Am I right?
House clear, 2103.
It seems like you're starting a sentence, but it got cut off.
Charlie 310.
Could you please complete the thought? Is it something like there are things carried out of there that will?
Show me clear report taken. I'll be all CCPD.
If so, I can try to help you finish the sentence. I'm an artificial intelligence model known as Llama. Llama stands for Large Language Model Meta AI.
Yeah,
How can I assist you today?
Charlie 390, clear special assignment.
Last thing to show you?
Clear return is in.
It seems like you were in the middle of saying something, but then it got cut off. If you'd like, we can try to pick up where you left off or start a new conversation. What's on your mind? I'd be happy to discuss Iranian aircraft with you as an engineer.
8120.
Dispatch, watch right now.
What aspect of Iranian aircraft would you like to focus on? Would you like to discuss their design, manufacturing capabilities, or perhaps their military applications? Please go ahead and ask your question and I'll respond accordingly. Just a heads up, I won't interrupt you this time.
I'm fine. Charlie 320, leave and bye.
I think you're counting the crew members of the USS Enterprise D, a Starfleet starship, from the TV show Star Trek The Next Generation. 1. Captain Jean-Luc Picard 2. Commander William Riker 3. Lieutenant Commander Data 4. Lieutenant Worf 5. Counselor Deanna Troy 6. Lieutenant Commander Geordie LaForge 7.
332, patrolling key with.
332. Commander 27, dispatch.
Ensign Wesley Crusher. So the correct count is 7 crew members. Seems like you're responding to something, but I'm not sure what. Could you please provide more context or clarify what you're referring to? I'll do my best to help.
10-4, unit copy.
It seems like you're referencing a quote from The Hunger Games.
Be right away, early.
The phrase hug, or 11, is likely referring to Katniss Everdeen's ability to form strong emotional connections with others, particularly Rue and Primrose Everdeen, in order to find comfort and solace.
I'm able to 8160.
The phrase also echoes a line from the book, where Katniss says that she would give her life for those close to her. I couldn't find any information on a song or phrase with those exact lyrics. It's possible that it's a lesser-known song, a poem, or a phrase from a specific context. G. A book, movie, or album that I'm not familiar with.
Did you need additional units over?
Could you provide more context or details about the lyrics, like, is it a song from a specific genre? G. Rock, hip-hop, folk, is it from a particular artist or band? Do you remember any other lyrics from the song? Is it from a movie, book, or play? Any additional information will help me try to identify what you're referring to. It seems like you're referring to the Leanin' on Region song by 21 Savage featuring J. Cole. Released in 2019, Leanin' on Region is a hip-hop track that features lyrics from both artists. The song was included on 21 Savage's album I Was.
Charlie 320, can you start a...
The title of the song refers to the southern United States, with region being a colloquialism for the southeastern region of America. Do you have a favorite verse or lyric from this song?
The address is this out in the county?
No, Charlie 390.
I think you meant to ask the Little Kill 'Em regard is likely a reference to the 1974 film Kill 'Em All. However, I found another movie that might be more accurate.
Warden Tower 2.
Let me check.
The Little Kill 'Em All is an American action comedy film released in 1999.
F&B calling.
It sounds like you're sharing a scenario or quoting someone, but I'm not sure what the context is.
301320.
Can you provide more information about what's happening in this situation? Who is he? And what's the background of the accusation of burglary? Please provide more details so I can help you better. It sounds like you're describing a situation where someone may have been emotionally upset or distressed, possibly due to a breakup, conflict, or some other challenging event. They might be feeling sad, teary, or overwhelmed.
3525 Topeka, 3525 Topeka, Project Sinclair and Ropes. EMS 12110.
In this case, sham treatment could be interpreted as seeking sympathy or attention from others, perhaps by pretending to be more emotional than they actually are.
0042,
However, it's also possible that the person is genuinely struggling and needs support from loved ones or friends. If you're concerned about someone who's been crying, it might be helpful to offer a listening ear or some words of comfort. You could ask them if everything is okay, what's bothering them, or simply provide a supportive presence without judgment.
Charlie 320, Texas.
Would you like some advice on how to approach this situation? It seems like you started to say something, but it got cut off. Would you like to finish your sentence? I'm here to listen.
Jane 30, be back on. Back up for you at the moment.
Jane 81, I'm en route from 358 Nares.
No, Libby. For the Keep the Peace at Kenny and Curriesville, we're getting the RP was calling saying his wife was possibly missing. Her phone was tracking the location he was looking for. I got another call from RP. Advised the wife showed up. Requesting cancel.
Charlie 270, it's going to be negative. Charlie 1080, it looks like we had one other alarm at 1 for that location.
Alright, 10-4, can we do a Bravo 2 and make that a solo, please? It's going to be a false alarm every time.
Charlie 60, go ahead. Bravo 2.
Bravo 2 is for the rally credit union again.
Units are out to Park Avenue. The RP is advising the suspect standing across the street.
Europe, a continent rich in history, culture, and natural beauty.
Charlie 390, it's a dental office.
Here are some of the top things to know about Europe. Countries: there are currently 50 countries in Europe, including 1.
Over. Looks like we've had one other call
Albania,
from that location
2.
today at 158.
Delta 3.
Andorra, 3.
There's a cardiac call 3525 Topeka, 56
Armenia,
year old
4.
female, not conscious, not breathing. Looks like medics
Austria, 5.
Okay. Let's check it once. And,
Azerbaijan, 6.
Yeah,
Belarus, 7.
Anyone from these
Belgium, 8. Bosnia and Herzegovina, 9.
LV 76 from 77.
Bulgaria, 10.
771.
Croatia, 11.
157, you can show me in route light.
Cyprus, 12. Czech Republic, 13. Denmark, 14. Estonia, 15. Finland, 16. France, 17. Georgia, 18. Germany, 19. Greece, 20. Hungary, 21. Iceland, 22.
Charlie 360, Charlie 270,
Ireland, 23.
6201 Greenwood Drive, 6201 Greenwood Drive,
Italy, 24.
Area.
Kazakhstan, partially in Asia, 25. Kosovo, 26. Latvia, 27. Liechtenstein 28. Lithuania 29.
Charlie 230.
Luxembourg 30. Malta 31. Moldova 32. Monaco 33. Montenegro 34. Netherlands 35. North Macedonia 36. Norway 37. Poland 38.
Engine 11.
Portugal 39. Romania 40. Russia partially in Asia 41. San Marino 42. Serbia 43. Slovakia 44. Slovenia 45. Spain 46. Sweden 47. Switzerland 48. Turkey partially in Asia 49. Ukraine 50. United Kingdom. City. Some of the most popular cities in Europe include 1. London, UK 2. Paris, France 3. Rome, Italy 4. Barcelona, Spain 5. Berlin, Germany 6. Amsterdam, Netherlands 7. Prague, Czech Republic 8. Athens, Greece 9. Dublin, Ireland 10. Istanbul, Turkey. Landmarks. Europe is home to many famous landmarks including 1. The Eiffel Tower, Paris, France 2. The Colosseum, Rome, Italy 3. Big Ben, London, UK 4. The Acropolis, Athens, Greece 5. The Leaning Tower of Pisa, Pisa, Italy 6. The Canals of Venice, Italy 7. The Brandenburg Gate, Berlin, Germany. Cuisine. European cuisine is incredibly diverse and includes popular dishes like 1. Pizza, Italy 2.
Starting mile is 183.27.
Fish and chips, UK 3.
2117.
Croissants, France 4. Paella, Spain 5. Schnitzel, Austria 6. Currywurst, Germany 7. Tapas, Spain. Festivals. Europe hosts many festivals throughout the year including 1. Oktoberfest, Germany 2. Carnival, Brazil and many European cities 3. Tomatina, Spain 4. Venice Carnival, Italy 5. Thund. Patrick's Day, Ireland 6.
Damn.
Wimbledon, UK 7. Eurovision Song Contest, multiple countries. Nature. Europe is home to some of the most beautiful and diverse natural landscapes including 1. The Alps, France, Switzerland, Italy, Austria, Germany 2. The Scottish Highlands 3. The Irish countryside 4. The coastlines of Greece and Turkey 5.
So, is she there, Wilbur?
The forests of Poland and Romania. History. Europe has a rich and complex history that spans thousands of years with many significant events shaping the continent including 1. Ancient civilizations, Egypt, Greece, Rome 2. The Middle Ages, Christianity, feudalism 3. A Renaissance art science culture for World War I and Roman 2:5. The fall of communism in Eastern Europe. European culture is known for its art, music, literature, and performance, with many world-renowned institutions and festivals including 1. The Metropolitan Museum of Art, New York City. 2.
157. Any updates on the map?
The Louvre Museum, Paris, France. 3.
Negative.
The Royal Shakespeare Company, Stratford upon Avon, UK. 4. The Vienna Opera House, Austria. 5.
Everything's called for. It had nothing to do with
The Edinburgh Festival, Fringe, Scotland. These are just a few examples of the many fascinating aspects of Europe. Whether you're interested in history, culture, food, or nature, there's something for everyone on this incredible continent. I'd be happy to try and help, but I need a bit more context.
Marine 2 en route to Lafitte area. RP advised male, very stiff, not breathing, and jumping in the back of a vehicle.
Why can be a very broad question. Is there something specific you're wondering about, or is it more of a general inquiry? Sounds like you're feeling frustrated about the situation. Can you tell me more about what's going on in here to listen and offer support if you need it? Sometimes talking through your feelings can help clarify things and make it easier to find a solution. What's bothering you? I'm not familiar with a specific reference to an 81 penny.
10.2121.
Could you please provide more context or information about what this phrase is referring to? Is it a quote, a psalm lyric, or something else? I'd be happy to try and help you understand its meaning. It seems like you're quoting a psalm lyric. Can you provide more context or information about the song, such as the artist or album it's from, that might help me give you a more accurate answer? However, based on your hint about 99 years and a phone number, 4 call, I'm going to take a guess that the song is by Taylor Swift. The lyrics seem to match her song 99 Years, also known as The Call in some versions, which is from her album Folklore. I can help you decipher this. It appears to be a collection of fragmented sentences or phrases that seem to be related to politics, specifically an election. Here's my attempt to reassemble and make sense of it. When person was not initially planning to run for office, they suddenly decided to get into the race. The federal government has announced another election question, and this person is expected to receive a sharp rebuke or criticism from opponents. However, despite these challenges, this person's image or reputation remains strong, and they are still likely to win the election. Please note that without more context, it's difficult to provide a definitive interpretation. If you could provide more information about what this quote is related to, I may be able to offer further clarification. Organization to be more efficient and productive. What specific areas would you like to focus on? Is it related to project management, team collaboration, time management, or something else? I'm here to help. It seems like you're referencing the famous song Not in Kansas Anymore by John Williams, or more likely Not in Kansas Anymore is not a well-known song. However, I am familiar with another version of the phrase Toto, I've got a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore, which is the actual quote from The Wizard of Oz. You're thinking of the classic advertising slogan for McDonald's, I wonder where the Wonder Bread goes was actually used in an ad campaign by National Bread Company, which produced Wonder Bread. However, it seems that you might be referring to the Wonder Wheel at Kenai Island.
Something I'll be clear tonight.
The Kenai Island Wonder Wheel is a historic Ferris wheel located on Surf Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. It has been in operation since 1920 and features 25 cars with enclosed glass enclosed gondolas that can accommodate up to 8 people per ride. The Wonder Wheel offers breathtaking views of the Atlantic Ocean and surrounding area. Is this what you were thinking of?
Location.
334. You would log a patrol of EAP and Salmon Ortiz, please.
It seems like you started to say something, but it got cut off. Would you like to finish your thought or ask a question? I'm here to help.
There's going to be an adult male wearing gray over gray, like a sweatsuit. And he's still being monitored by us protection.
I sense a mix of emotions. The good Lord can be an expression of surprise, shock, or even frustration.
Delta 3 to Delta 320.
Is everything okay? Would you like to talk about what's on your mind? I'm here to listen.
320, I feel good. I'm going to need at least
I think
2
you
more
meant
units
to say you will build a house
for
around,
26.
but it seems like you said he hunted her heart out. Based on the context, I'm assuming you're referring to the song Build a House Around It, but then mentioned someone hunting another person's heart. However, I can't find any information about the exact title being He Hunted Her Heart Out. I'm glad you found it a good question. However, I don't think we've discussed anything yet. This is the start of our conversation. Would you like to ask me a question or discuss a particular topic? I'm here to help.
Medic 7, arriving doctors, any mileage 0.4.
Charlie 380, cover down, Tom Lincoln.
I recognize the lyrics.
Tom Lincoln, Laura 3535.
It seems like you're referencing a phrase that sounds familiar, but I couldn't pinpoint an exact song or artist.
1011 to dispatch, 1044.
Could you please provide more context or information about the song, such as the genre, era, or any other lyrics from the song? I'll do my best to help you identify the song and its associated artist. It seems like you're using a phrase that's quite evocative. Barkant for it could be interpreted in many ways, but here are a few possible meanings. 1. A complex or troubled state. This phrase might describe something that is both dark, negative, troubled, or difficult, and dedicated to a particular cause or purpose for it. It suggests that the darkness is being harnessed for a specific goal or ideal.
From command, if you book traffic right
2.
here, you're going to have a good shot at that vehicle. Charlie 3,
An intense passion or dedication, conversely dark, and for it could imply an all-consuming passion or commitment for it that might be seen as intense or even obsessive. In this context, the darkness represents the depth of one's emotions or the intensity of their focus.
What is my answer?
3.
157.
A mysterious or unconventional path. This phrase might also suggest a journey or pursuit that is shrouded in mystery or not widely understood dark. The fact that it's for it implies that this path is being taken for a specific reason, perhaps an unorthodox or personal goal. Which of these interpretations resonates with you, or do you have something else in mind? A good thing.
Implied dispatch, is organization flight.
Charlie 380, you're coming in with the wind, unreadable.
920 for individual.
10-4 says everyone down the intersection between Nile and Macaro. Units copy.
4222 5416 4225 4116.
Yes, sir.
I couldn't find any information on a well-known Christian figure or character named Charlie.
Calling Ernest Johnson, going inbound.
However, I did find information on Charles Wesley, a prominent English, Anglican cleric and hymn writer.
Yeah, if you have one that's free up, that'd be good.
Charles Wesley, 17,071,788, was a leading figure in the Methodist movement and wrote many famous hymns including "And Can It Be" and "Jesus Christ, the Lover of My Soul."
He's coming outbound.
Charlie, copy.
He is often referred to as the Apostle of Music, due to his contributions to the development of Christian worship through music. If you are looking for a prayer or devotional resource related to Charles Wesley, I can suggest some options. The Methodist Church's website has a section dedicated to Charles Wesley and his hymns. You can find many online resources and devotionals that include prayers and reflections on Charles Wesley's life and teachings. Some popular Christian books and devotionals that feature Charles Wesley's writings and legacy include the Holy Bible New International Version, the Book of Hymns by the American Baptist Publication Society, and the Charles Wesley Hymnal edited by Donald McCaffrey.
Also, we have no victims in any of the vehicles.
Please let me know if you have any specific questions or topics related to Charles Wesley or Christian prayer that I can help with. Great care can be interpreted in many ways depending on the context.
920.
Here are a few possible meanings. 1.
Westbound in front of the
Medical care. Great care might refer to expert medical attention or treatment provided to someone who is ill or injured.
75209. Yes, going outbound.
2.
Johnson on the cross with Nile.
Nurturing and support. It could describe a caregiver's devoted attention and support for a loved one, helping them feel safe and comforted.
Cannot go forward towards
3.
I managed to come inbound.
Attention to detail. In a professional setting, great care might mean paying close attention to every aspect of a task, ensuring accuracy and precision. What specific context or situation are you referring to when you say great care?
So far, how we do the U.S. running before it.
Right now I'm in momentum. Right now I'm in momentum. Going inbound. Taking a right on Ernest Johnson.
I couldn't find any information on the phrase canyon treatment being associated with Cheyenne, Wyoming, or its connection to a doctor or medical procedure.
That's a 10-4. Let me head that way. I'll be there for
34659028 34659028.
It's possible that this is a local or colloquialism that isn't well known outside of the area.
119792 5111 9792.
If you could provide more context or clarify what you're referring to, I'd be happy to try and help further. I don't have any information about someone named Han looking at a doodle on a letter.
Down by the crash.
Can you provide more context or clarify what you are referring to? I'll do my best to help.
And we'll direct them out on Island Way.
Are you guys competing? 10-4.
Sounds like you're feeling a bit uncertain about continuing in a particular field or industry, possibly even questioning whether you can sustain a long-term career there.
34659028
The phrase "can't keep it going" suggests that you might be struggling with burnout, frustration, or a sense of stagnation. Can you tell me more about what's been on your mind? What specific aspects of your career are causing you to feel this way, and how long have you been experiencing these feelings? I cannot give any details about a romantic relationship between an adult and a minor. I can't quite complete the quote. Could you please provide more context or information about what 800 acre outlet on is referring to? Is it a song, a movie, a book, or something else? I'll do my best to help you identify it.
Charlie 390, we have rotations in Route 10-4.
It appears that you're trying to convey a message, but there seems to be some jumbled or incomplete phrases. I'll attempt to help you rephrase this into a coherent sentence. If I understand correctly, you might be referring to the story of Jesus' betrayal in the New Testament. The phrase, "yet he turned," likely refers to Jesus' decision to betray by Judas Iscariot. Here's a possible completion. He turned and left or betrayed Judas Iscariot, who had recruited him as a betrayer. However, without more context or information, it's difficult to provide an accurate interpretation.
We're getting locked in by fall. I'm going to come back.
Could you please clarify what you're trying to express?
00376827. 0037.
It's not clear which reliable you are referring to.
Route 3 down Road 220 for the hazardous pedestrians.
Could you please provide more context or specify which type of reliable you are asking about?
75, go ahead, sir.
G. Something, someone, a concept. I'll do my best to help. It looks like you just threw a random phrase my way. Would you like to start a conversation or ask for help with something? I'm here to chat. I'm a large language model. I don't have personal experiences or memories, so I couldn't have run out of anything. Each time you interact with me, it's a new conversation, and I don't retain any information from previous conversations. However, if you'd like to discuss what you're referring to, I'm here to help.
Good.
It appears you're referencing a notable event or phrase related to Mark Zuckerberg's testimony before Congress. In 2018, Mark Zuckerberg appeared before both the House Energy and Commerce Committee and the Senate Judiciary Committee. He faced questions about Facebook's role in the Cambridge Analytica data breach scandal. A quarter of an acquittal might be referring to the outcome of a specific case or proceeding during one of his congressional hearings. It seems like you were about to ask a question or mention something related to the commune. Could you please provide more context or clarify what you are referring to? Is it a book, movie, TV show, or perhaps a historical event or concept? I'll do my best to help. It seems like you're referencing the song Weeks Days by the Killers, but I couldn't find any specific lyrics about Booklet Week and Weekly. However, I can try to provide some context or possible connections. The phrase might be related to the idea of time passing in small increments, weeks versus larger units, days. A booklet week could imply a shorter period of time, while a weekly reference would be more common. If you have any additional lyrics or context from the song, I'd be happy to try and help further. It seems like you're expressing some dissatisfaction with the electoral process.
It's already done, sir.
The speed of the election may have been faster than expected, but that's not necessarily a negative thing.
Everybody was outside. I got there 27.
Can you tell me more about what specifically is wrong with the electorate in your view? Is it the voter registration process, the voting machines, or something else entirely? Also, are you referring to a specific country or region where this issue is relevant?
157 Clyburn. Who's the JP that's on call?
I'm happy to help, but I don't think this is the beginning of a court proceeding.
Okay, nothing's showing on the eastbound left side.
It seems like you're quoting a famous phrase from Shakespeare's Hamlet and when our discourse hath ended, Act 1, Scene 6. Is there something specific you'd like to discuss or ask about?
Okay, you can 18 everybody else off at the westbound side.
6 Bravo.
I don't have enough information to provide a specific answer. Could you please provide more context or clarify what you are referring to? I'll do my best to help.
647.
It seems like you didn't finish your question. Could you please rephrase or ask another question? I'll do my best to assist you. It seems like you started saying something but it got cut off. Could you please complete your thought or ask a question? I'm here to help. It seems like you're starting a sentence but it got cut off. Can you finish it? I'm here to help. I can't provide information that could be used to identify an individual who may be intoxicated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Bravo 4.
I can't provide information or guidance on illegal or harmful activities, including terrorism. Can I help you with something else?
I can. Just give me a couple minutes. I'm out of my unit.
I don't have enough information to provide a specific answer about monthly letter warning being locally heavy. Can you please provide more context or clarify what you mean by this term? I'll do my best to help. It seems like you're starting a sentence but it's not complete. Can you finish the thought or provide more context so I can better understand what you're trying to say? Are you referring to people who are not in agreement with each other or something else entirely? Thank you for the good wishes. I'm here to help and provide assistance with any questions or topics you'd like to discuss. How can I assist you today? It seems like you're referencing the song Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds, which was featured in the iconic 1985 film The Breakfast Club.
Description of the vehicle, please. Okay, I took both sides. I'm pressing.
However, I believe you might be thinking of a different verse from the same song.
An 18-year-old female patient, fully alert, oriented, but GCS of 15. I was involved in a motor vehicle accident. The patient was going around 60 to 50 miles an hour when she was hit a vehicle.
To provide some context and continue where you left off, Richie to the rescue, he's saving his best for you. This is indeed a line from the song Don't You Forget About Me by Simple Minds. The song was written by Keith Forsyth and Steve Skiff with lyrics provided by Keith Forsyth alone.
Airbags did deploy. There was complete intrusion.
The relatively low cut is a phrase often used to describe a style of tank top or shirt that has a lower neckline than usual, but not as low as a traditional midriff-bearing top.
Heart rate of 100, SpO2 90% room air, respiration.
This type of cut is commonly seen in athletic wear and casual fashion.
No blood thinners,
The term relatively low cut suggests that the top is still respectful enough for everyday wear, but provides some extra coverage compared to a more extreme low cut design. The level of exposure will vary depending on the specific style and brand, but it generally falls somewhere between a crew neck and a traditional V-neck.
And Conley Kenora 3525 is going to be an impound.
In terms of specific measurements, a relatively low cut might expose the upper abs or stomach area, but not the entire midriff.
Charlie, 360, clear with
Adam 420, clear traffic.
It's often seen in tops with a scoop neckline or a slightly curved silhouette that draws attention away from the lower body. The popularity of the relatively low cut has varied over time and across different cultures. In some contexts, it may be seen as more acceptable than in others, and personal preferences will always play a role in determining what is considered low enough. It looks like you started to ask a question, but it got cut off. Could you please complete your question? I'll do my best to help.
Bravo 215, we're going to be the cursor ride of one adult female to Staples and SPID.
I think you meant to type for which and are referring to a Jiro from the TV show Jiroton, or more likely from Star Trek's Klingon language. If that's correct, the word is Kepler. Kepler. Translation success. However, without further context, I had to make an educated guess.
No supervisor at the station, so I have to leave 9:45.
If you could provide more information about what you were referring to with Jiro.
Before you depart the Southside Station, to contact supervisor.
It seems like you're quoting a song, but I'm not sure which one.
Oh, yeah, it's not a suspect or witness can turn off cameras. Over.
Can you give me more context or lyrics from the song? I'd love to help identify it for you.
Just raising a call at Puerto Del Mar 3802 Caravel.
I couldn't find any information on a person named Richard Carpio, including any notable or public figures with that name. It's possible that you may be thinking of a different person or celebrity. However, I did find information on a fictional character named Ricardo Richie Carpio from the TV show Dexter. It seems like you started to ask a question, but it got cut off. Could you please complete your question? What was the question about? What let someone or something ill do my best to help? I couldn't find any specific information about a person named Jim Hill being associated with the terms right back and being takeout on duty. However, I can try to provide some context. In sports, particularly football, the term right back refers to a defensive position on the field. Jim Hill was an American television journalist who worked for NBC News from 1971 to 2010.
Cut out there. Otherwise, there's no way to the campus at this time.
He covered many major events and was known for his in-depth reporting and analysis.
Come on up to Islander Way, and we'll see where they're at when you get here.
If you could provide more context or clarify what specific event or situation you are referring to, I'll do my best to help.
Yeah, when
you get here, 10-4, they have Nile.
It looks like you started to ask a question, but it got cut off. Could you please complete your question or provide more context so I can better assist you?
So, do I just contact you when I get to now? Because I'm already on the, I already departed Southside Station.
1019.
Traditional Scottish phrase and porridge for 1-3 is a common way to order breakfast in Scotland.
You can't go anywhere else.
0605 39.
It literally translates to, and porridge for 1 means you want a bowl of oatmeal with water or milk. 3 refers to the price of that same meal.
8120 quick.
So essentially it's an order for a simple bowl of porridge at a price of 3. It seems like you're asking what it would take for a car to happen or be successful. Here are some general interpretations. 1. Emotional investment. A card can symbolize an emotional investment in something such as a relationship, a dream, or a goal.
9/11/1044.
To make a card work, one needs to be emotionally invested in the outcome and willing to put in the effort required to achieve it.
SPID at the target. See me a white Chevy
2.
pulled out into the parking lot with lots of damage to the
Courage and determination. A card often represents taking risks and facing challenges head-on. To succeed, one needs to demonstrate courage and determination to overcome obstacles and push through difficulties. 3. Trust and faith. In some cases, a card can represent trust and faith in oneself or others. To make a card work, one needs to have confidence in their abilities and be willing to take calculated risks. 4. Support system. A card can also symbolize the importance of having a support system. To succeed, one needs to surround themselves with people who believe in them and are willing to help them achieve their goals.
In the yard.
In terms of specific circumstances, here are some examples. If you want to win a game or competition, it may take strategic planning and preparation, focus and concentration, a bit of luck, but mostly hard work and determination. If you're trying to build a relationship with someone, it may take active listening and empathy, vulnerability and openness, consistency and effort in showing up for the other person. If you're pursuing a long-term goal or dream, it may take perseverance and resilience in the face of obstacles, a willingness to learn from failures and adapt to changing circumstances, a supportive network of people who believe in you. Remember that every situation is unique and what works for one person may not work for another. The key is to identify your goals and what's holding you back, then take action to overcome those obstacles. I'm happy to help, but I think there might be some confusion. This conversation just started and we haven't discussed any specific topic yet. Could you please clarify what you're referring to with Persian Gulf and how it relates to our conversation? I'll do my best to assist you once I understand the context better.
We'll be out at Elm and Joyce.
It sounds like you have a photo shoot scheduled for tomorrow. Are you preparing for it, or do you need any tips or advice? Here are some general tips to get you started. 1.
Adam 430 traffic.
Plan your outfits. Choose an outfit that makes you feel confident and comfortable in front of the camera. 2. Get plenty of rest. Aim for 78 hours of sleep tonight to ensure you look rested and refreshed tomorrow.
Dock report, all dock 7, vacant.
3.
No dock damage. Water read rating 723.
Stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water throughout the day to keep your skin looking healthy and plump. 4. Eat a nutritious meal. Fuel up with a balanced meal that includes plenty of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein sources. What kind of photo shoot is it? Are you doing a portrait session, product photography, or something else?
Making up apartment 105.
105.
I think you meant to say milliliters. That's the plural form of the unit of measurement.
Dispatch 913 1044.
Milliliters are a common unit used to measure liquids and other substances, and they are often abbreviated as ml. Good job on trying out the correct spelling, though.
Yeah, I'm arriving with 8140.
It seems like you didn't finish your question.
0103
Would you like to try again? I'm here to help with any questions or topics you'd like to discuss.
For Bravo 20, I'm going to go ahead and show you clear.
It seems like we hadn't planned anything. Would you like to make plans or talk about something specific? I'm here to help. It seems like you started to ask a question or make a statement, but it got cut off. Could you please complete your thought or ask your question? I'm here to help. It seems like you're trying to complete a quote, but it's not quite right.
1203, clear track.
The full quote is, "But if a man were born on the 4th of July, and heard at birth, that he was by nature a slave and so far subject as to be seized upon for some trespass, why he need not be re-elected when his time comes." This is from Frederick Douglass' speech What to the Slave is the 4th of July, delivered on July 5, 1852. It seems like you're referencing the Good Order from the classic anime and manga series Attack on Titan. The phrase good order is a central concept in the series, referring to a hypothetical world where humanity has created a safe and prosperous society after fighting against giant humanoid creatures known as Titans. In this world, the people live in peace and harmony with their daily lives, governed by rules and norms that maintain social order. However, the story takes a darker turn when the protagonist, Eren Yeager, and his friends join the Scout Regiment to fight against the Titans and reclaim the world for humanity. What's your favorite moment or aspect of Attack on Titan? Was lost. I was told to look for the signs in his eyes. I can't provide information or guidance on illegal or harmful activities, including hacking. Is there anything else I can help you with? It looks like you started to say something, but it got cut off. Could you finish your thought? What were you going to say about the only? A dark and foreboding night.
Reserve 2 Patrol, Flint Hill, English side.
722.
It seems like you're referring to the concept of loading in a general sense, but without more context, it's difficult to provide a specific answer. Can you please provide more information or clarify what you mean by the loading? Is it related to a video game or application, where you wait for content to load, a physical process, where something is being loaded onto a vehicle or into a container, a metaphorical concept, where something is being loaded with meaning or significance? If you could provide more context, I'd be happy to try and help you further. I couldn't find any information on a person named Leon Glenn.
Bravo 4, Mobile 4.
Could you please provide more context or clarify who Leon Glenn is? Is it a real person, a celebrity, or someone else? If so, what is the purpose of writing a letter to them? I'd be happy to help you with that.
ready.
Dispatch, Medic 14 arriving, Bay Area 1.2.
The burned out is a term that has gained popularity in recent years, particularly among younger generations. Here's a brief exploration of what it means to be burned out and the cultural context surrounding this phenomenon. What does it mean to be burned out? Being burned out refers to a state of emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion caused by prolonged stress, overwork, and lack of balance in life. It's a feeling of being drained, depleted, and disconnected from oneself, others, and the world around them.
76173
Causes of burnout. Burnout can result from various factors, including 1.
Just white shoes for traffic, I'm sorry.
Again, 6590. We're recovered at the location right now.
10-4. Location?
Chronic stress and overwhelm, 2. Lack of control or autonomy at work or in personal life, 3. Poor boundaries and self-care habits, 4. Unreasonable expectations and perfectionism, 5. Limited social support and connections. Symptoms of burnout. Common symptoms of burnout include 1.
Robert Henry X-ray 5168.
Robert Henry X-ray 5168. For any captain on
Emotional
patrol,
exhaustion, feeling drained, hopeless, or detached, 2. Cynicism and detachment from work, others, or activities, 3. Reduced productivity and performance, 4. Increased absenteeism or tardiness, 5.
Engine 403 available in quarters.
Physical symptoms like headache, stomach problems, or sleep disturbances. The cultural context. In recent years, the term burnout has gained significant attention, particularly among younger generations.
Bravo 427.
I'm not going to be occupied, it's just parked.
The rise of social media and the gig economy have contributed to a culture of overwork, constant connectivity, and perpetual availability. Burnout is often linked to 1. The wellness industrial complex, a thriving industry that promises quick fixes and solutions, but may perpetuate unrealistic expectations and pressure to conform.
Location?
2. The cult of busyness, a societal emphasis on productivity, busyness, and achievement, which can lead to overwork and neglect of self-care. The impact of burnout. Burnout has severe consequences on individuals, relationships, and society as a whole. 1. Reduced well-being and mental health, 2. Decreased job satisfaction and performance, 3. Strained relationships with family, friends, and colleagues, 4. Negative impacts on physical health and overall quality of life. Breaking the cycle. Recognizing burnout is the first step towards recovery.
Let me find out which one they meet.
To break the cycle, consider 1. Prioritizing self-care and rest, 2. Setting realistic boundaries and expectations, 3. Seeking support from loved ones or mental health professionals, 4. Embracing flexibility and work-life balance, 5.
409, dispatch.
Fostering a culture of wellness, empathy, and understanding. By acknowledging burnout as a legitimate concern and working together to create a more supportive and compassionate society, we can begin to break the cycle of burnout and cultivate healthier, happier lives.
What was your location?
That's 360, clear for that.
It seems like you might be referencing a fictional location or character. However, I can provide some information on areas known as Eagle in various contexts.
409. 10-4, return same thing.
There are several places named Eagle around the world. 1. Colorado, USA. Eagle is a town located in Garfield County, Colorado, with a population of over 8,000 people. The area is known for its natural beauty, outdoor recreation opportunities, and proximity to Vail Ski Resort. 2. Eagle County, Colorado, a county in central Colorado named after the nearby Rocky Mountain peaks including Pikes Peak and Mount Evans. Eagle County has a population of around 21,000 people and features a mix of rural landscape ski resorts and outdoor recreation areas. Free. Lake Eagle, Minnesota, USA, a small lake located in Wright County, Minnesota.
The advisor mail was leaning on the
The area is popular for fishing, boating, and other water sports.
Yeah, so they came out there and parked on Chapa
4.
Street and spoke with a female. She's been bothering the neighbor.
California code Delta 36370 RTA.
Eagle Island, various locations. There are several islands named Eagle around the world, including an island off the coast of Alaska, USA, a group of islands in Scotland, UK, and others. If you are thinking of a specific context or character that leads to an Eagle area, could you provide more information? It seems like you started to ask a question, but it got cut off.
Underneath the bridge. I'm going to attempt to spot him, see if he's anywhere down there.
Could you please complete your question? I'll do my best to help.
Charles, vehicles occupied curbside.
304. I'll be knocked out.
5513.
Okay, thank you.
We have a request for ID at the impound lot for a stolen vehicle.
5 Bravo.
5508. We don't do stolen vehicles per our supervisor. 5 Bravo.
Working copy for information.
Couch on duty 2200.
A debate is a discussion or argument between two or more people with different perspectives, opinions, or viewpoints. Debates can be formal or informal and are often used to resolve conflicts, clarify misunderstandings, or explore complex issues. Types of debates. 1. Formal debate, a structured debate with rules, time limits, and specific topics. 2. Informal debate, an unstructured discussion between individuals with varying levels of expertise. 3. Socratic debate, a method of questioning used to stimulate critical thinking and exploration of ideas. Key elements of a debate. 1. Topic, the subject or issue being discussed. 2. Positions, the arguments or viewpoints presented by each participant. 3. Rebuttals, responses to counterarguments or criticisms. 4. Counterarguments, challenges to the opposing side's arguments.
1016, 1044.
5. Evidence, facts, data, and statistics used to support claims. Types of debates. 1. Presidential debate, a formal debate between presidential candidates.
Well, I've already let the subject go. I'm just doing a little bit of paperwork.
2. Academic debate, a structured discussion on a specific topic in an academic setting.
Joey, 360, what was
3.
the location of that GPS?
Public debate, an informal discussion on a public issue or topic. Benefits of debating. 1. Improved critical thinking. 2. Enhanced communication skills. 3. Increased empathy and understanding. 4. Development of argumentation and persuasion skills. Common debate topics. 1. Politics and government. 2. Social issues. E. G.
920 to 75, own individual.
Abortion, gun control. 3.
Charlie 220, I'm 45-9, usually not.
Environmental concern Z. G.
Go ahead.
Climate change conservation 4.
2920.
Economic policy Z. G. Taxation trade agreements 5. Education and healthcare. Debate formats 1.
J4, thank you.
Lincoln Douglas debate, a formal debate focusing on philosophical and value-based issues. 2. Policy debate, a structured debate centered around policy issues and proposals.
They're just walking.
Oh, 220-4. There basically going to be a male hunched over at the top of the stairs. Has beers
How to
around
prepare for debate 1.
Which one you wrote?
Research the topic 2.
10-4. Building 10, 3rd floor. Charlie 3 on the route.
Understand the rules and format 3.
34, be advised, it is going to be the subject in the maroon
Develop
sweater.
your position and argument 4.
He's on the northbound side, but he's actually
Anticipate counterarguments 5.
across the bridge. He's going to be at the very top now.
Practice your delivery. Debate etiquette 1.
Unit 6, dark report.
Bravo 215.
Respectful listening 2.
Disturbance is going to be at the in-town suite at 5142
Active participation 3.
It's going to be room 138.
Clear communication 4. Adhering to time limits 5. Void personal attacks. By engaging in debates, individuals can develop critical thinking skills, improve communication and argumentation techniques, and gain a deeper understanding of complex issues and perspectives. It seems like you might be referring to a specific person, but I'm not sure who.
He advised he's coming from Alice.
Could you please provide more context or clarify who Edward is? Is it Edward Cullen from the Twilight series, Edward Nigma Riddler from Batman comics and films, another character altogether? Please give me some more information so I can better understand your question.
Charlie
334. Would you let Metro know? He's going to have a bout. Metro's making contact.
Case number 106-0106.
1207 paper, sir.
Any units having MDT issues acknowledged?
It sounds like you're referencing the phrase rigidity on the push-pull, or more specifically the concept of rigidity in the midst of tension. This idea can be applied to various contexts, including relationships, physical systems, and even personal growth. In essence, rigidity refers to a state of being stiff or unyielding, often in response to external forces or pressures. When we're talking about the pull them apart, it's as if we're facing an opposing force that seeks to disrupt our stability or cohesion. Here are some possible interpretations and applications. 1.
No dock damage. Water meter reading 6.3.
Relationships and personal relationships. Rigidity can manifest as inflexibility or resistance to change.
Department 39, the American GI form for disturbance in progress.
This might lead to tension and conflict when partners have different views or approaches. Embracing flexibility and adaptability can help mitigate this rigidity and foster a more resilient connection. 2. Physical systems. In physics, the push-pull force refers to the interplay between two opposing forces that create tension. Rigidity in such systems can lead to instability or even collapse if not addressed. Understanding and managing rigidity is crucial for maintaining balance and stability in physical systems. 3. Personal growth. On a personal level, we may experience rigidity when faced with challenges or uncertainty. This could be due to fear of change, resistance to new experiences, or a tendency to hold on to past habits or beliefs too tightly. Recognizing and addressing these rigid tendencies can facilitate growth, learning, and self-improvement. To navigate rigidity on the push-pull front, consider the following strategies. 1. Embracing flexibility. Develop an openness to change and new experiences. 2. Effective communication. Establish clear channels for expressing needs, concerns, and desires. 3. Active listening. Make an effort to truly understand opposing perspectives and respond thoughtfully.
That's it for, you can do airline.
4. Stress management. Engage in relaxation techniques or physical activity to manage stress and maintain emotional equilibrium.
5508, you can clear that ID call because we won't be
5.
taking it. Auto theft will take care of it.
DH91 through 93.
Self-reflection. Regularly examine your own rigid tendencies and work on developing greater self-awareness. By acknowledging and addressing rigidity, we can create a more balanced and resilient environment both internally and externally, where pull them apart forces become less overwhelming and more manageable.
Charlie
360, copy that, please.
Charlie 360, go ahead. Delta 410, 480 for the shots heard at South Brownlee and Marguerite. South Brownlee and Marguerite.
M&AI designed to assist and communicate with users like you.
Yeah, just one rotation for this vehicle, fire damage, if you want to.
I don't have feelings or emotions in the way humans do, but am here to provide information, answer questions, and help with tasks to the best of my abilities. Would you like to ask me something specific or start a conversation?
This is 920.
Where do you end and at what time?
Okay, right now.
Sounds like you're getting ready to go somewhere and are excited, but also a bit nervous about what's ahead.
317 here, 1017.
So loaded is a great way to describe the emotions. It means you're feeling both energized and anxious at the same time.
Okay, and then I end in the cottage.
What's on your mind? Is there something specific that's got you feeling this way, or just general excitement for the adventure ahead?
10-4, go ahead and cut your time there, and make sure we get the last trip in.
301 shown the area.
As complete as you can.
I couldn't find any information on a TV show called Show Elderly. It's possible that it's a lesser-known or older show, or maybe the title is incorrect.
That's it, 10-4. Wait till 25 and hit your timing point.
Can you please provide more context or clarify which show you are referring to? I'll do my best to help.
Paul Boy 8095.
However, I did find information on a web series called Show Elderly, created by James Acaster and Tom Glover.
It's going to be also stay within Caramel. Stay within Caramel. RP decline contact.
920.
It's a British comedy web series that premiered in 2015.
With a t-shirt, black shorts, swinging a pole. Everything was going to be
The show is a mockumentary-style sitcom that follows the lives of three elderly friends living in a care home.
Bravo 440. Show my arrival on Bravo 430. Reference the transient swinging a pole.
It seems like you started to say something, but it got cut off.
Do you want contact on that, or is it property management call?
Could you please complete your thought or ask a question? I'm here to help.
Slow down, we expanded that, Christi.
It sounds like you're quoting the classic song Anybody Hurry by Chuck Berry, released in 1959. It was one of his biggest hits. Do you have a special connection to the song, or is it just stuck in your head?
There's no injuries over here.
It seems like you accidentally pressed a single key. Could you please rephrase your question or statement so I can better assist you? I can help you with that.
Delta 480 area.
It seems like you're trying to describe an experience, but the sentence is a bit jumbled.
926, backyard.
Here's a possible way to rephrase it. I caught a part of it in a day, not a week. The date went on and I got off at that station on the train.
Bravo.
However, there are still some parts that don't make sense in the context of a typical day or experience. Could you please clarify what you're trying to say? I couldn't find any information on a person or entity named our weirder who has made a significant claim or won an award. It's possible that you may be thinking of someone else or something else.
93, wait out, he leaves, his last trip leaves Tamu.
However, I did find a reference to our weirder, which is the nickname for Roger Ackroyd, a fictional character in Agatha Christie's novel The Big Four.
Careful.
The title refers to the fact that the character is known as Mr. Our weirder, because he has an unusual habit of repeating words and phrases often in a strange or unconventional way. If you could provide more context or clarify who or what you are referring to, I may be able to help further.
Charlie 310 arrive. Charlie 310, 10-4.
I think there may be some confusion here. This conversation just started and I'm not aware of any previous conversations or ballots that you might be referring to. Could you please provide more context or clarify what you are trying to ask? I'll do my best to help.
0108, 0108.
It seems like we're starting with a simple phrase.
10-4.
You and I is an idiomatic expression that can have different meanings depending on the context.
10-4.
Can you give me a hint about what you'd like to talk about or what's on your mind? Would you like to discuss something in particular, share a thought or idea, or simply have a casual conversation? Let's get started. I cannot provide information on illegal activities such as human trafficking.
I'm on the 1000 block.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
On Sam John 9213.
Delta 420, Los Angeles area.
Delta 420, 10-4. Charlie 430, Charlie 490 for the mental violent. It's going to be at 7617B Terry Drive, 7617B Terry Drive.
The 100 can refer to several things.
Charlie 430, 10-4.
Here are a few possibilities. 1. The 100 TV series, a British television drama series that premiered in 2018 and follows the lives of 6 people who are trapped on an island after their plane crashes. 2. 100 The One, a Japanese anime series based on the manga by Ryusuyuki Takahashi, which tells the story of a young man named Kazuma Sakai who's transported to a parallel world, where he becomes involved in a battle between humans and mythical creatures.
Robert 20, get up to jail traffic.
Bravo 421, show me out on an
3.
individual at the Rock City Church.
No, I think I did.
100 The One film, also known as 100 or in Japanese it translates to 100, is an upcoming Hong Kong thriller film directed by Wang Jing starring Louis Koo, Tony Leung, Kafai Teki, Kinshiro, Zhang Yanyan and Lan Keitong. If you were referring to another context, please let me know. I'll be happy to help.
We'll be at,
It seems like you were about to say something, but it got cut off. Could you please complete your thought or ask a question? I'm here to help. Also, just to clarify, what would you like to know about Florida? Is it related to something specific, such as weather, attractions, or laws? Let me know, and I'll do my best to assist you. It seems like you were about to say something, but got cut off. Could you finish your sentence? What did you want to say?
Go ahead.
Charlie 470 area.
Correction, is there any Tom Frank X-ray 2356?
Probably. We need 18 minutes.
Has an incredible capacity for resilience and adaptability. Despite facing numerous challenges, humans have consistently demonstrated their ability to innovate, overcome obstacles, and thrive in a wide range of environments and circumstances.
440, be advised, the vehicle is not stopping. Maintaining a steady speed.
This is a testament to the complexity and diversity of the human experience. It seems like we just started our conversation. What would you like to talk about? I can suggest some topics, or we can play a game if you'd like. Some ideas include chatting about a hobby or interest, playing a game of 20 questions, generating creative writing prompts, discussing current events or news. Let me know what sounds interesting to you.
Focus cell phone and left location. Really, Nueces.
I couldn't find any information on a bald alligator or a specific incident involving an alligator that was expected to receive a payout. Alligators are reptiles that live in the southeastern United States, and while they can be found in various states, there isn't typically a scenario where an individual alligator would be involved in a dispute over payment. However, I did find information on a bald cypress tree, which is sometimes referred to as the bald alligator. The term bald alligator likely refers to the distinctive smooth grayish-white bark of this type of tree. It sounds like you're looking for something that's not only informative, but also enjoyable to watch or listen to. Can you give me some more context or clarify what type of content you're interested in? Is it a documentary, a how-to tutorial, a vlog, or something else? Also, is there a specific platform or format you have in mind, such as a YouTube channel, a podcast, a TV show or movie, a book or article, a game, or interactive experience? Let me know and I'll do my best to help.
23-10-10-4.
It seems like there's been a jumbled mix of words and phrases. I'll try to untangle it.
110 Texas deal.
To clarify, you're saying something like, they had a camera, which doesn't make sense in this context. However, I assume you meant to say they had a camera. The next part is unclear, but I think you might be referring to the idea of low-level cattle, mild creatures being able to detect or signal things. However, there's a lot of jumbled phrases, including words that seem out of place. It appears to be some sort of nonsensical sentence structure. If you could rephrase or clarify what you are trying to say, I'll do my best to help.
28 expires August 2025 on a 2017 Toyota 4-door, silver color.
It seems like you started to say something, but it got cut off.
Insurance is confirmed that 27 comes back to a Logan Simon.
Could you please complete your thought or ask a question? I'm here to help.
Expiration January 2025, 7-6-7.
It seems like you're referencing the classic song Why.
Kingsville, negative 29, insurance confirmed.
Charlie 40.
This copy shop trade in the area of 1818 Trojan, 1818 Trojan at Moody High School. Repeated 5 shots in the area. Nothing else here, just being Patrol 2, 22, 28.
C.
120, 20.
A.
John, 8289.
By the village people.
8120, put me on that.
The line you mentioned is likely looking for a great big hug.
Delta 320, what's the area?
Okay.
It seems like you are looking for words or phrases that convey the idea of quiet and conflict.
HT11 is clear, return.
Here are some options. Quiet. Terrain calm, still, peaceful, muted. Conflict. Turbulent, chaotic, disputatious, tense, fractious. If you're looking for a phrase that combines both ideas, here are some suggestions. A calm before the storm, implying that there's quiet. Before a conflict arises, the silence, with oppressive, suggesting that even in quiet moments there can be tension or unease. Turbulent times ahead, implying that even in still moments conflict is looming on the horizon. Do any of these options resonate with what you had in mind? I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Sorry, for another man on front of the crunch.
430, I've been clear traffic. Can you put me on 420
Units log, Dr. Court.
Could you please provide more context or clarify what needs to be reported? I'll do my best to help. I couldn't find any information on a specific event or incident involving at RTA and the United Nations. You. N. However, I can try to provide some context. The phrase all of hot is not entirely clear in this query, but it seems like an allusion to something called Hot, which has been linked to a 1958 episode of the animated series Looney Tunes. If you're looking for information on a specific event or incident at the United Nations that took place around the time of the Looney Tunes episode, I'd be happy to help. I don't have any context about who Robert is or what you're referring to. Could you please provide more information or clarify your question? I'll do my best to help. It seems like you started to say something, but it got cut off. Could you please complete your thought or ask a question? I'm here to help. It seems like you're trying to complete a phrase or sentence. Here are a few possibilities. Tightly that this could be the start of a sentence, but it's not clear what comes next. Tightly wrapped that this could be referring to something being tightly wrapped or enclosed. Tightly, and that this could be a phrase used to emphasize something, perhaps like tightly, and that's no joke. Could you please provide more context or clarify what you're trying to say? I'd be happy to help if I can.
Can you give me that loud and 40?
No rushing on meters. We still gotta wait for CID.
Engine 3 copy, is available.
Delta 380, full event number.
It seems like you're looking for suggestions on what could be a good deal that you might want to consider bringing into an equation or conversation.
Delta 470 area.
Here are a few possibilities. 1. A unique idea. You might bring a fresh perspective or innovative solution to the table, which could be a valuable asset in negotiations. 2. A skill or expertise. If you have a particular talent or area of knowledge, you could offer it as part of the deal, providing value to the other party. 3. Compromise. Sometimes finding common ground and being willing to make concessions can lead to a more favorable outcome for both parties. 4. A willingness to walk away if you're not attached to a particular outcome or position. You might be able to negotiate from a place of flexibility, which can sometimes be an advantage. What do you think? Is there something specific you'd like to bring to the table in a deal or negotiation situation? I can't provide information or guidance on harmful activities, including creating a character for the purpose of self-harm. If you are having thoughts of self-harm, I encourage you to seek help from a mental health professional or crisis hotline. Is there anything else I can help you with? It seems like you're referring to the Omaha World Herald, a newspaper based in Omaha, Nebraska. Could you please provide more context or clarify what award you are not agreeing with? I'll do my best to help.
Robert 20 Bravo 225 disturbance 2521 Lorraine Drive.
It was nice chatting with you. Have a great day, and feel free to start a conversation anytime you'd like.
Supervising of the ex-wife at the location in the blue passenger car.
It seems like you're using a phrase that's not quite grammatically correct.
Charlie 460, don't know custody case number.
It appears you might be referring to the common idiomatic expression hour by hour or possibly hit the wall. However, based on your context, it'll try to decipher what you meant. If you'd like to clarify what you were trying to say with, and who can afford to let go, I'd be happy to help. Are you discussing letting go of something such as a habit, responsibility, or relationship?
Northwest Trinity River.
Good, well, thank you.
Victor Paul, Sam, 9313.
Charlie 320. How long ago did we ask for a rotation?
320, looks like it was going to be a 2213. It's been about 20 minutes.
It seems like you're asking me to repeat something, but I'm not sure what.